If you'd like to learn more about poetry, you can reach us at... Psych, we just kidding. Good night, y'all.
Well, all of us aren't. And welcome to Hi everyone, welcome back to Hearts and Minds official YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Adarsh Pillai. I am a Word and Friend Insider. Please make sure to leave a comment down below after you're done watching the video. Share it with your friends, don't forget to like. For more information on this or any other episode, go to our website heartsandminds.com. There are different resources, more reading material, episode-related content, and a book if you're interested. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Emily Dickinson. Dickinson's poetry was heavily influenced by the metaphysical poets of 17th century England, as well as the reading of the Book of Revelation and her upbringing in a Puritan New England town, which encouraged a Calvinist, Orthodox, and conservative approach to Christianity. She admired the poetry of Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning, as well as John Keats. Though she was dissuaded from reading the verse of her contemporary Walt Whitman by rumors of its disgracefulness, the two poets are now connected by the distinguished place they hold as the founders of the uniquely American poetic voice. While Dickinson was extremely prolific as a poet and regularly enclosed poems and letters to friends, she was not publicly recognized during her lifetime. The first volume of her work was published posthumously in 1890 and the last in 1955. She died in Amherst in 1886. Upon her death, Dickinson's family discovered 40 hand-bound volumes of nearly 1,800 poems, or fascicles as they are sometimes called. Dickinson assembled these booklets by folding and sewing 5 or 6 sheets of stationery paper and copying what seemed to be final versions of poems. The handwritten poems show a variety of dash-like marks of various sizes and directions. Some are even vertical. The poems are initially unbound and published according to the aesthetics of her many early editors, who removed her annotations. The current standard version of her poems replaces her dashes with N dash, which is a closer typographical approximation to her intention. The original order of the poems was not restored until 1981, when Rolfe W. Franklin used the physical evidence of the paper itself to restore her intended order, relying on smudge marks, needle punctures, and other clues to resemble the packets. Since then, many critics have argued that there is a thematic unity in these small collections, rather than their order being simply chronological or convenient. The manuscript book of Emily Dickinson, Belknap Press, 1981, is the only volume that keeps the order intact. Dickinson's genre. Emily Dickinson's writing style is most certainly unique. She used extensive dashes, dots, and unconventional capitalization, in addition to vivid imagery and idiosyncratic vocabulary. Here are 5 poems and Miss Dickinson had a reading for you. Success is counted sweetest. Success is counted sweetest by those who never succeed. To comprehend the nectar requires sorest need. Not one of all the purple host who took the flag today can tell the definition so clear of victory, and he defeated, dying, on whose forbidden ear the distant strains of triumph burst agonized and clear. I am nobody, who are you? I am nobody, who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell, they'll advertise. How dreary to be somebody, how public like a frog, to tell one's name, the livelong June, to an admiring bog. Hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul, and sings the tune without the words, and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm, that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land, and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. I felt a funeral in my brain. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear, and I and silence, some strange race racked solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunged and unfinished knowing. Then there's a certain slant of light. There's a certain slant of light winter afternoons that oppresses like the heft of cathedral tunes. Heavenly hurt it gives us, we can find no scar, but internal difference where the meanings are. None may teach it any. 'Tis the sealed despair, an imperial affection sent us of the air. When it comes, the landscape listens, shadows hold their breath. When it goes, 'tis like the distance on the look of death. And with that, we come to the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed the journey we took today for full biography of Miss Dickinson and additional 25 poems created by myself and by Miss Dickinson. Head over to heartsandwine1.press.com. Link in the description, all free of cost. With each coming day, I hope you bring about a huge change in your life. But the only thing consistent is inconsistency in the course of life. I wish you all the best. Have a good time. Sign off. Adarsh Patel.